Woo. Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm down in the valley, man. And when I got up this morning, I sat actually outside on the front porch with my wonderful wife, and you can feel it in the air. Seriously, you can feel it in the air. This morning it was like 57 degrees. It's been cooler than it's been in like forever. The crispness in the air, the dew that's on the grass. We took the dog out for a walk, and his legs, his hair is soaking wet for walking in the grass. See, a lot of you younger generation don't understand, but see, we used to play on like real grass, not the turf grass that's like, putting greens, real grass. And your shoes in that morning practice would get soaking wet from the dew on the ground. Oh man, this morning was literally like a flashback, deja vu of I've been here before. And what it is it's a precursor. Today is the last Sunday that we have without football. Do you realize that? We have gone through the end of the Super Bowl. That time where there's nothing to franchise tagging. What would have been OTAs, but wasn't. But a draft that was different than any other draft before. But I got to tell you, I think I enjoyed this year's draft more than any other one. Seeing Roger Goodell in his basement, seeing all these players with their family and their homes and things, and the reaction, doing the Zoom call that we did, it was incredible. It was actually a great experience. Then the whole summer of will there be football? And now, them starting and being on eggshells on whether or not they were going to be able to have practice and actually have games. And come Thursday night, we got Kansas City versus the Texans. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. And we've got some issues. It looks like La'el Collins and Sean Lee are going to start out on injured reserve. Now, because this year has been so crazy, I got to put this way. It's cold. It's actually cold. It feels like football weather. It literally feels like football weather right now. Wow. Sean Lee and La'el Collins are going to probably start out and be put tomorrow on IR. But IR is like everything else, is not typical. This year it's short-term IR, which can be only 3 weeks. So hopefully they're back ready to go within 3 weeks, and we can adjust for the lack of those two guys. I think we can adjust better for the lack of Sean Lee right now than we can for La'el Collins. But today is a very important day for the team because after getting down to the 53-man roster, now it's about getting your practice squad together. And there's guys like Rondell Carter from JMU that you want to bring back and have on your practice squad that you can try and develop, because this year, more than probably any other year, when you have to worry about if somebody's not only going to get injured from the usual injuries and not having the off-season work, there's going to be, I think, a rash of injuries this first week or two, because guys are just not in shape the way they usually are. They haven't been doing that hitting and doing all that off-season training, and you're going to see a lot of pulled hamstrings and strained groins and, pulled pec muscles. You're going to see a lot. You also have to worry about the coronavirus as well. I literally got the AC down like, I'm getting in the red here. But you're going to see a lot of guys that are going to get nicked up in pools, and then you have to worry about the coronavirus. If somebody tests positive for that, now that players aren't quarantined in a hotel, now that they're back to life in reality, you don't know if somebody hanging out with friends and comes home and then they end up passing it and being symptomatic and yada yada yada. So you could lose people there. So this year, more than any other year, you may be pulling guys off the practice squad that may end up having to be part of your active roster. So it's key to bring back guys that are familiar with your system, because you don't have time to coach somebody up. If you are bringing somebody in from the outside that doesn't know your system, it's not, you don't have time to bring them up to speed. You just don't. It sucks that La'el Collins and Sean Lee are going to be going in injured reserve, and that we lost Gerald McCoy. But in the grand scheme of things versus what has happened to a lot of other teams out there, we're actually in a pretty good shape, and we have a lot of really good players that can help fill in and take some of the pressure off of them. We're actually, with the exception of cornerbacks and D-backs, we're actually deep. Speaking of cornerbacks, Brandon Carr was in on Friday. At first it was reported, they're talking to him about Earl Thomas. They probably talked about him some too, but they also talked about him playing for the Cowboys. And a lot of people don't know that Brandon Carr in the offseason lives in Dallas. That's one of the advantages the Cowboys actually have versus other teams. If you have players that are in Green Bay, most of the guys don't live in Green Bay year round. If you've got guys that are in Baltimore, most of them don't live in Baltimore. They live elsewhere. So many of the Dallas Cowboy players all live in Dallas. You see, Earl Thomas, Jamal Adams, Brandon Carr, 3 guys that wanted to play for the Cowboys that all live in Dallas in the offseason. And that's a great thing, because when the pandemic hit and you weren't supposed to travel and move, you got a quarterback who builds a field in his backyard. Well, we're just going to go over to Dak's house and be able to work out. And it also brings a closeness of this team. We'll find out if all this stuff is going to pay dividends, but I honestly believe that the Cowboys have an advantage because of the proximity of the players and being like a big family in Dallas. It's going to be a crazy season. It's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be sloppy. The play on the field may look bad. You're going to have a lot of injuries. But I'm just happy we got football at least. Lord knows we need something to give us some hope. I am excited, cautiously optimistic about our Dallas Cowboys, and I feel good about our chances this year. I feel like we got as good a chance as anybody else out there to make some noise. Yeah. This is the quiet before the NFL storm starts. Damn. Next Sunday this time, I've been up all night because I'll have some pork shoulders that are in there that I've been smoking. They'll probably be ready to come out in about another hour or two. I have the chicken wings in the refrigerator ready to be deep fried. I'll probably have some shrimp ready to make some bang bang shrimp sliders. Make a big batch of Mojo Punch. Have the new set outside ready to rock and roll. And I'll actually be able to see some good friends. Yeah. Enjoy the day. We got a lot of work to do starting next Sunday. Wow. Speaking of that, I got a lot of work to do here. I need some more paint so I can get painting. Got to get this unit together. People need a home. I'll see you guys later.